is I want you just to get comfortable on your chair or wherever you are. I want you to fully feel into your body. Feel the weight of your body sitting on your chair, or maybe you're sitting down, or whatever position you're in. Just feel fully into your body. Become aware of your body. Become aware of the weight of your body. And just bring your awareness into your shoulders, your back. Bring your awareness into your chest and your heart. And just let's breathe into your heart for a few moments. And as we breathe into your heart, just allow the light of God. Imagine you're bringing in the highest realms of light up from the universe, around the universe, the highest frequencies of light. You're breathing it through your heart. And you're breathing it through every cell, every atom of your body. You're breathing it through your bones. You're breathing it through your veins, through your blood. You're breathing it through your nervous system. And as you breathe the light of God, the highest, brightest realms of God, your heart begins to expand and open up. And you begin to have a deeper and deeper connection into your heart. A deeper and deeper connection into your soul, as it's almost like the roots are moving from your heart area down into your spine, down into the root chakra, down into the sacral area, and then it starts to make its way down through your legs, down through your feet. And as you move, these roots move down, you become aware of your bones. And be reminded that your body and your bones support you. That the vehicle that helps us do what we're here to do. And allow the roots to go down through your feet, down into Mother Earth. And you make that connection, a grounded connection, whatever feels right for you. While we're doing that, we're gonna allow, it's like, if you can imagine, it's almost like a pipe, an open pipe that comes through the perineum, and it moves down into the earth. And you can have roots that are around this pipe, but it's an open pipe so that we can allow any energy, any stagnant energy, and any old debris, old patterns can move down into the earth, and it can transmute into something more positive as we let go of anything that is in our energetic field, anything that is in our organs, our blood, our body that needs to be let go of. We're just going to allow that to move down. And these roots fully supporting us and helping us build that connection to Mother Earth. And when we connect with Mother Earth, we're not just grounded and centered, or more grounded and more centered, but we are being reminded how much Mother Earth provides for us. All that nurturing and support, all the things that we receive on a daily basis that support us, all the things that we take for granted. So let's open our heart, and as we allow the light of God to keep moving through us as we breathe in and let go, we allow the light to move through every cell, every atom, right through the bones, and we're connecting in. We're allowing the nurturing energy of Mother Earth, and we're breathing in the universal energy of God. And let's make a connection now from the heart, right up to a pineal gland and the pituitary glands. We're going to imagine that the heart is moving up into the brain, and we've got this ball of light that is expanding. And we're going to move that from that light, we're going to connect up to our individual star and our highest connection to source, where we get our guidance to the highest dimensions in the rest of the universe. And we're going to allow that light, the highest dimensions of light and love, to pour through that star connection. In our very own star, we have our own signal, a connection to our purpose, a connection to our path. And we're going to allow the energy to move through and clear any discord that we may have in our connection, and make sure that we're connecting into our star. We're not trying to wander off into anyone else's, and that channel is clear. I'm going to do a few things, just allow the energy in the channel to let go of anything that is no longer serving you. Let go of any ancestral patterns that are stopping you connect from your highest guidance. Any preconceived ideas that you have already learned that may not be in your highest interest, that is stopping you connect with the highest vibrations, that may be not serving you or not helping you fulfill your highest purpose. Now, as heaven meets earth, we have this full connection moving through your system. As we breathe in the light of God, and we breathe in your highest connection. We let go of anything that we may be holding on to that's happened today. Let go of any fears. Let go of any tension. And even let go of any self-expectation you're putting on yourself. Just breathe into the light. And allow your star connection to expand and to get wider and wider. So it's almost like you're on a spotlight and your star is shining a light up from the universe right on to you. Now, while you're doing this, just because that will be different people taking part, I'm very highly empathic and I know a lot of you are. So what I want you all to do is to get into, imagine it's like a light bubble and you've got your spotlight moving down onto you. You're in your egg or your bubble. And that is maintaining that you've got a healthy boundary between you and anybody else that's taking part in this healing meditation, so that you're staying within your energy field. You're getting access to your gifts, your information, nobody else's. Because I know there's a lot in this group that are highly psychic and different intuitive gifts, and some people are just still learning their gifts. So it's so important that we stay in our own lane at the moment and we stay in our path. So just get in your own bubble. And we're going to allow this beautiful, so it's a spotlight, but it's a magical spotlight because this spotlight it's like gold sparkles. And it's gold sparkles of energy. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring out your most beautiful gifts. Going to help allow like a flower for you to open more of your gifts. So we're going to imagine as the gold moves through the body, it moves through all the etheric field, our energy field, that within us, imagine it's like a gold lotus flower and the petals are beginning to open, and you can see it's almost like you're aware of some of your gifts. Actually, those gifts go so much deeper and they're so much stronger and more powerful. And sometimes we do not see the subtleties of these gifts. Sometimes we do not understand how these gifts lead us to another place and another step. And the more that we allow those gifts to open up and allow us to be ourselves and not have to try to be anyone else, as we allow our gifts to evolve, our natural gifts, the gifts that are naturally there, especially those gifts that it's like they were kind of born with, right? That were there and sometimes they're just not tapped or nurtured enough. So let's allow that golden lotus to keep opening up as the spotlight doesn't just open us up, it helps us to let go of any shadow, any fear, anything that is stopping us from fully owning those beautiful gifts. Let us let go of any shame, any fear of our beautiful gifts. And also let go of any fear that we have when we maybe don't understand something or we maybe don't see something a certain way, that it's okay. It's okay not to know something. It's okay to sometimes get something wrong and to have a different perception. And that's part of even the awakening. The awakening, the term awakening is very loosely used in the spiritual community, but there's so many layers to awakening. And most people, it's almost they've just peeked through the bed cover and they're not quite got out of bed. or they're not awakened yet, they're half sleeping, they're just hearing a little sound and they want to go back to sleep. So let's allow you to awaken, first of all, to your most beautiful gifts. Just take a deep breath and let go of any low density, any tension that you're feeling holding in your body. And as we do this, we're going to allow your highest vibration and connection to your angelic realms, to your angels, any angels that are here to support you, to step in. And we ask that only the highest vibrational energy and angels step in. And just keep allowing that lotus flower to open up, because there's always more petals. And one of the things that is so important, a flower doesn't try to be another flower. A tree doesn't try to be another tree. The most beautiful plants and flowers are unique and individual, and they do what they're here to do. They just be. I meet so many people when I'm working with them, and they start asking me about how can I do a wee bit more of that, or how can I do that, how can I be that? But they're failing to see the power is in what their gifts, where their expertise, where there is, not in keep looking at someone else and being more like someone else, or trying to do what they do, because no one, we're all individual. We all have our own power, our own experience, our own skills. I'm a truly soul-aligned business. Moves through the soul. The ego is not running the show, it's the soul, it's the spirit that connects us. It's not the mind. The more we can get really into the heart and the soul. So as you allow this lotus to get deeper and deeper and heal any layers of shame, of fear, just allow it to move through you. And remember, emotions are only energy in motion. Apathy is caused by suppression of fear. Apathy is caused by dis-ease and chronic unworthiness. You are worthy and you are here. I believe one of the most important things that we're all here to do is share our gifts. It was something that I can't explain, but I remember, I don't know if it was something that was like out of the Bible. Someone said something about your gifts that you should never, it was almost like it was, you had to value your gifts. It was such an important thing. Now, I was someone that was very, very shy, very sensitive, and I was a very fearful child. But I embraced my gifts, and that helped me because I just knew from a deeper perspective that when I shared my gifts, it gave me a sense of freedom. And when I got out of my head and just did what I could do from a place of service, it gave me great joy. And most people spend too much time in their head. And when we spend time in our head, that creates fear and self-sabotage and apathy. Now, I want you just to pick one area where you feel fearful. And I want you to breathe into it and allow the light of God to breathe in. And allow this beautiful gold spotlight to shine its light in to that area of fear. And if you can see anything or feel anything or sense it, bring it to the surface. Don't add a story to it. Yeah, of course, you might see it as a symbol, see it as something, and that might help you know how to clear it and heal it. So visualization and sound and smells and textures, just knowing is one of the most powerful ways that we can move forward and we can self-heal. We don't have to attach a story of just when it happened and why it happened. Just embracing the trauma, allowing that trauma to come to the surface and fully facing it and embracing it and breathing through it. And as we breathe through it, we are supported. And it's just not angelic beings. We have the highest dimensions of love and light by higher vibrational beings really stepping forward and supporting us at this time. Do not be afraid. I know when we look out into the world and the more that we begin to truly awaken, we start to see things that we find disturbing and alarming. And it brings up all our fears, but part of the awakening is facing that darkness and facing the darkness within ourselves, because the more that we clear those fears, that darkness, we help clear the darkness and the fear and the collective. And the more that we clear our fears and our insecurities about our gifts and what we're here to do, we actually support other people and empower other people to step up and to do what they're here to do. And we're all here with a special, unique purpose. And it can involve many purposes. We just have to be able to trust and go inward and ask for guidance and stop looking outside for that guidance and clear our any inner sabotage and any fear and trauma that keeps showing up. So I want you now to pick something else that is you feel that is stopping you. It's self-sabotage. And again, it can be something that you feel there's still apathy attached to it. And I want you just to, again, bring it to your awareness and then let go again of the story that you're attaching to that experience. But become aware again where it's, is it, if you're feeling it in an area of your body, be present. It's so important that we are present with what we're feeling. We're present with what we feel. We allow it to move through. We allow our body to expand. We allow our body to let go. We allow our mind to let go. Our energy fields. We allow our spirit to be more free because it's not constricted. It's not pushed down. It's not controlled. Because we're here to be free. Freedom is so important. And it's so important on so many levels. But we're so used to being controlled. We're so used to giving our power away to other people. Even when you go to a psychic or someone else for a cash reading or something else, sometimes often when looking for answers and giving our power over to someone else who may not always get it right. their perception. It's so important that we, first of all, tap into our own guidance, right? And make sure that we are getting connected to the highest vibration of light. And we allow it to move through us. And let go of any shame or blame of what's coming through and our sabotaging patterns, because sometimes we get caught in this cycle that think, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. Or how can I not do this? Or why does this keep coming up? As they say, what we resist persists. So just keep clearing and allowing the energy and the love and the light to move through you. And you can ask the angels to come in if there's anything that is sitting that is maybe a little bit more stubborn. How you're feeling, if you're feeling uncomfortable, struggling in any way. Just breathe through it and know that you're being completely comforted and supported in your little bubble of light. And this beautiful golden spotlight is just allowing you to let go of old beliefs and old fears that is stopping you shine your light. Just breathe. Just be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. It's okay. Getting a sense that there's some of you, it's almost like you've got this hard shell. You're so fearful that you've created a hard shell. And it's almost like you don't want anyone coming in, but it's almost that you're also scared to break through that shell. It's like a little chick that doesn't want to come out the shell. They don't want to fully mature. It's like almost they have to be seen, so they're still hiding in that little shell and they don't want to come out. But it's okay to come out. It's time. The world needs you. We need you. So it's so important that you come out your shell. And it's time to surrender to spirit and ask to be a vessel of God, ask to be a vessel of light. Trust and be guided. Make that commitment to yourself that you're going to be a vessel for your gifts. And don't think that just because that you see that suddenly you've got to do all these things. That's not what it's about. It's about baby steps, but we have to be able to surrender our gifts over to the highest point, the highest vibration, and get out of our ego. Of course, our ego is part of being in the 3D. But the reality is the ego can keep us so small and keep us into a very 3D perspective on how we look at life and business and even how we look at money. When we allow spirit to move through us and when we are doing what we're here to do, things become so much easier and it flows naturally. It gets less stressful because you're doing something that you're naturally here to do. When it's too hard, you're not doing what you're here to do. So just allow the light to keep moving through you and remember that you're completely nurtured and Mother Earth provides us every single day. Think about the sun, air, water, food, all our friends and family, beautiful animals, to plants and trees, all the security that we have that we take for granted. I mean, many of us are living in certain countries, and no matter what our financial state is, we're often so much better, are doing really so much better than many people in extreme poverty in certain countries who don't even have a home, a running water. So it's so important that no matter what we're dealing with at the moment, we are in a nice space and we begin to feel more empowered. And it's so important to notice where you are choosing to be a victim. Are you choosing to, maybe you want people to feel sorry for you? Are you getting into a rut, or you're just not being honest where in your life that you are not maybe taking action? And feel into that. So even if I'm triggering you at the moment, let's face that fear. Let's, face those triggers and just bring self-compassion and self-love and allow that beautiful golden energy to melt through all of that. Because it's just fear. It's just unworthiness. It has no place. It doesn't belong here. So let it go. Breathe into it and just bring it up and out. Bring it up and out. Up and out. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. And every flower takes its own time to bloom. And every flower has its own season. But it still has to grow. It has to start looking up to the light. It needs to start making its way out the soil. It has to look after itself. It has to be in the right conditions. So what area of your life you may be self-sabotaging those conditions? Are you eating the right food? Are you eating spiritual food? Are you eating very low, dense, vibrational things that are maybe even not recognizable as food? What are you drinking? What are you bringing in? I mean, hydration is so important again, and it's about pure, fresh water. Remember how much we are made up of water, and how important it is that we bring in pure, fresh water into our body system. It helps balance the brain, it helps balance the nervous system, and obviously support the organs, flush out toxins. The reality is, if you're dehydrated, it can actually increase your anxiety and stress levels, so make sure that you are hydrated properly. What are you putting in your mind? Of course, we cannot deny. And sometimes we don't want to look, we don't want to face things. That's also where apathy is in, but we have to be able to imagine, be creative, look at the beautiful things, look at the amazing miracles in life, look at all the possibilities, and be reminded of all the most powerful and beautiful things that many people have done, even in the most extremist situations. Because the reality is that out of even very challenging circumstances, people can be pivoted into creating, being very creative and resourceful. And it's so important at this time that we all become resourceful and creative. And we think differently and we do things differently because we're creating a new world. We're the only ones that can do it. We can't just sit back and let everyone else do it. We have to do it. And I think there's a lot of misunderstandings what it means to be a light worker. Sometimes it's used in a very kind of egoic way, as if us and them. Light workers come in all disguises. And many people who regard themselves as light workers end up doing all sorts of things and getting into all sorts of work and doing sorts of things, because actually in those types of work they can bring in the light, they can bring in a different perspective and a higher vibration. So we're needed in all realms at the moment. And part of our job is not just about being the healer, the coach, or therapist, but it's about doing everyday things in our community, for our neighbours, our friends, our family. It's being proactive and doing anything that will support a better world. And often when we take action and we start doing the small things, we raise our vibration, we move from apathy into empowerment. So sometimes it's just the small steps forward. Sometimes people fall into self-sabotage when they feel they have to get it all right at the one time, and that it has to be like a perfect path. Nothing has to be perfect, it's just one step at a time. But I'm going to ask you, I'm going to leave you for a few minutes to tap into your heart and ask us for a deep connection at a deep soul level. And I'm going to get you to ask yourself a question. So let's just surrender and let go. And imagine you're getting a really deep connection into your soul. And you're just letting everything else melt away. Nothing else is important. But this deep connection with your soul. And just allow even all your guides and whatever to step back, and you get this connection, and an internal connection, so you can feel what this connection feels like. You don't have an expectation of how it's going to come, right? Sometimes people expect everything to come grander, and sometimes it's the subtle things that come through. So I want you just to surrender and let go. But ask for a really deep connection in your soul. And ask for one thing that you can do to make a difference right now or this week. What one thing can you do that can make a real powerful difference? And that might be a real powerful difference for you, for your clients, for your work, for your community, for the world. And remember, some of the most powerful things are the tiniest things, because it's a butterfly effect. So I'm just going to step back and allow you to make that connection with your soul. And don't worry if it doesn't come to you now. It may come when you least expect it. The most powerful messages come in those small moments. They just flash and they just come in. So what I want us to do now is to send love to the group. So let's send some open their heart and just let it expand and send love and light to this group, to all the members in this group. And if it feels right, let's connect as if we're all connecting, we're holding hands. You can imagine that anyone that's in the group that wants to join in, we're all just holding hands. And we're just shining light to each other. And we're seeing each other's beautiful gifts. And we're in awe. But we're in such a high vibrational place that, you know, we love and we see everyone's gifts, but we're so happy with our own gifts that we're all shining equally brightly. We're all happy for each other. We're all exchanging energy and love. We're working together. We're all working together to make a big, big difference. And that love and light is transcending through to everyone else's families and their friends, their community, their clients, their work. It's into the collective, it's into different countries around the world. They're all coming from different places. And it's having a cascading effect into the universe. And let's shine some light into areas in each country where the people who make the decisions, well, let's shift some light. And let's shift some light into where they self-sabotage, where they become complacent, where they allow things to happen. Let's shift that and change that and let them start stepping. People that have the positions, people that can create change. Let's help give them courage and strength and wisdom. So let's send them love and support and show them that they've got our back. Those who want to make a difference and can make a difference. Let's shine that love and that light and that compassion. And let's surround all those people that are trying so hard at the moment to awaken other people. Those people that are doing things behind the scenes that we haven't a clue about, that we can't imagine these people are actually doing some of the hardest jobs that we could ever imagine. Let's send them love, light, wisdom, and strength. And let's every single day send that love and light to those people around the world that are trying to make a difference for each one of us. Jobs that many of us, we just, as again as said, we can't imagine, and jobs that we just don't know about. So let's think about all those people who have been working very hard. And now we're back to our spotlight. And I want you now, because you're nice and high vibrational love, if you want, you can let your bubble go. And I want you just to feel, let's send some of that gold love And imagine it going through to the left, right round, and then you're receiving it. So it's like almost we're sending the gold light, and everybody's gold light is magnifying. It's like, imagine it's like liquid gold's moving through. And I want you to imagine as it goes through to the left, and then it comes back around, and you receive it in your right hand, and it goes out with your left hand, but it's almost like it's flowing through the body. And this is abundance. And it's love, light, and abundance. So you're sending abundance out to your neighbour and to the people around you, and you're receiving that abundance back. And it's so important in a spiritual business that we give freely from our heart, and we do fully do it from a soul perspective, and we keep checking in with ourselves. And if we're struggling in areas that we're not, maybe it's about sometimes question, is this part just for me? Sometimes when we do therapies and healing, we can get confused by what part is our business and what might be actually our own therapy. We're only using it for our own therapy rather than it's part of our business. So, you can ask and work on that for guidance, but let's just send that abundance and imagine that gold we're sending out. And I don't know if any of you know about this story. There's been a story on the internet. I can't remember what country. I don't think it was something like Uganda, but they've suddenly found all this gold, and the gold would mean that everyone in that country could be rich. And it's an amazing story, but many people are worried that, what happens. Many of the third world countries, or countries that are regarded as third world countries, actually have the richest assets in the world, but they're exploited by many countries. And unfortunately, some countries like the UK and things like that there's been a long history of where these countries are exploited. But let's imagine that this country where all that gold is, these people get to feel the benefit of that gold. And they have, they get what they deserve in that and they get a more abundant life, an easier life, because these people are huge-hearted and they can teach us so much. And people who have so little have the biggest heart and they never complain. So let's imagine that, and imagine that is happening all around the world. But as we know, it's not just about, financial energy. Abundance is about blessings and love and compassion and generosity. So really embed that generosity, that abundance, that love into yourselves, and help embed it into the roots as if you're rooted in. And let's imagine that your actual roots, and imagine your ancestral roots are now being paved with gold. So imagine you're going back to your ancestors, and you're actually sending abundance and love and gratitude and gold into your ancestral line. And let's imagine we are bringing those golden roots into the group. So the gold is moving through the group, and then it's moving out into Facebook and through social media and through the internet. And we're raising the vibration of Facebook, which needs raised. And this beautiful love and blessings and abundance is moving through the planet, moving through technology, and moving through anything of lower dimensions. It's expanding, exploding, so that everything becomes more about love, abundance, and manifesting beautiful things. And remember, every single day you're manifesting beautiful things and new things. We're never a victim. You are here with beautiful gifts. And remember, your gifts is not just about your business, it's about just being you. And it's showing up as you. and it's doing what you're guided to do on a daily basis. If anything that you're doing is causing you, is lowering your energy, or it's causing you stress and anxiety, let it go and really step into the power of what you truly are here to do, and you're amazing at. Let's own your zone of genius, something that you can do and that you do absolutely amazingly. Okay, so we're going to center that energy in. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Let's just get grounded into the earth and become aware of your physical body. As you slowly, oops, sorry, as you, sorry, as you slowly and gently become aware of your bones, your muscles. As you slowly become aware of your breath. As you slowly become aware of the sounds around you, the sounds within you. Become aware of the energy around you, the energy within you. And just become aware of your feet, your ankles, calves, your knees, your legs, your hips, your tummy, your back, your spine, your chest, your shoulders, right down your arms, your elbows, to your hands, to your fingertips, to your neck, your face, your skull, your head. And in your own time, just bring yourself back, but just make sure you're grounded. If you have to ground in, that's okay, just ground in again. And then just slowly bring yourself back.